recognize this?
Well, it appears to be a box of cereal,
Box of cereal.
but things are not always as they appear.
Well, let's say there's a prize at the bottom of the cereal.
Yes.
Okay. What's a sneaky way to get the prize out of the bottom?
Transfer it into another bowl, get the prize, put it back in the box, and pretend that there was never a prize.
That's a good idea.
You want another one?
Yeah, sure.
Turn it upside down. Open from the bottom.
That's not a bad idea. Why didn't I think of that one? I keep trying to use science to do these things. Who wants to do some science? You ready to do science? That's what we want. Tash, what can you think of that's granular?
Silica, salt, sand.
What else is granular?
Corn. Rice.
Rice. Can you pour rice?
Yes.
Yeah, it pours like a fluid, right? They flow like a fluid. The grains flow over top of each other, right? That's pretty straightforward. Anything surprising there? No, nothing surprising there at all. Unless you do something like this.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. Just take the stick there, Joe. Take the handle, jam it in, all the way down. Yeah, not too high. What do you see? What's going on?
It's stuck.
They're really locked in there. What's going on? What do you think is going on?
It has to do with the shape of the container.
There's no room for it to move around, so it's probably just pushing against each other.
That's right. All of a sudden, if you put enough pressure on the grains, they no longer flow freely. When they can't flow freely, they lock in together, and they behave like a solid. Yeah, Al, so you stick a spoon in some rice. Big deal. Show me something meaningful. Okay. Step 2, this is the strength test. Let's see your pipes. Come on. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Because you know what you're up against.
A paper towel?
You're up against a paper towel.
Has no chance against me.
Okay. Who thinks Jen can punch a hole through this paper towel?
Woo!
Who thinks? Okay, you got friends here. You got friends. Who thinks? Who's betting on the paper towel? Charles. Got a paper towel tube. I'm going to take the paper towel, just put it over the end of the tube like this. Grab an elastic band. Now we're going to do one more thing. We're going to add some sugar to the tube, okay? So let's take a little bit of sugar. We'll fill up the tube with some sugar. You spill a little bit on your hands. That's okay. You're a big guy, Jake. I'm going to give you the big steel rod here. All I want you to do is push the steel rod into the tube and push the paper towel out the end, okay?
1, 2, 3.
Come on, Jake. Come on. Oh, look at that. Come on. Oh, come on, Kosher. Come on, push.
Can't do it.
Wow, I never knew a paper towel could beat me.
You should have listened to Charles. We need a hypothesis here. What's happening there?
I think it might be the same thing that happened with the rice.
The sugar.
It's the sugar. What was the sugar doing?
Applying pressure?
Well, the rod was applying pressure, and the crystals were locking up. They're binding up, and they were distributing the pressure out to the sides of the tube, and none of that pressure, very little of the pressure, is getting down to the end of the tube, into the paper towel. Time for one last little demonstration here, okay? And this time, instead of looking at granular material acting like a solid, let's let it behave like a fluid, okay? I have one big steel ball bearing. Is that a steel ball bearing?
Yep.
Is it heavy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Drop it in there. That's a big, heavy steel ball bearing, right? And if we were to cover it in sugar, what's heavier? The steel ball bearing or the grains of sugar?
Steel ball.
Absolutely. The steel ball is heavier. And so we all know that heavy stuff likes to sink to the bottom, right? Wait a minute.
How did you get it up?
Must have been a fluke. Let's just try it again.
Whoa.
What the? Here. Now it's at the bottom. What the heck's going on here? What's the other big difference between the steel ball and the grains of sugar?
There's only one of it.
There's only one, but it's also different in another respect.
Being less dense.
Oh, I don't know if it's less dense.
It's bigger,
It-
so when you're doing this, the tiny grains of sand fall underneath it slowly, and it makes its way to the top.
That's outstanding. Outstanding. We started with two types of granular material, rice and sugar. We saw that under compression, when you push the grains together, they lock up and behave like a solid. And at other times, when there's less pressure, they kind of move like a fluid. And when you've got large grains, they'll often tend to come to the top as the small grains fill in the spaces underneath. This is one way to sneak the prize out of the bottom of the box of cereal.
Right, when you shake it, right?